Hello and welcome back. We are here with Amelia and today we are doing a 3-month update. So Amelia is now 3.5 months actually, and she is, as you can see, a very alert little girl. She's much more alert now that she can see a lot further. She definitely recognises myself and my partner when we are in the room, and that's proven a little bit of a challenge now because, you know, when my mum-in-law is looking after her, she kind of, although she sees her quite a fair bit, she obviously realised that it's not mummy or daddy, so she cried quite a bit before she kind of settled down, and that was really hard for me because I have left her with my mum-in-law before, but when she was tiny she obviously didn't realise that she's somewhere else, whereas now that's the main difference. Now you realise where you are, don't you, and you know that you're not at home and that mummy and daddy are not there. So, you know, we are going to try to leave her with my mum-in-law and father-in-law probably a little bit more because, you know, I don't want her to be too attached to just us. I'm still breastfeeding, even though I had to start topping her up a little bit with formula. So we are mainly breastfeeding at night. She doesn't really show interest in the breast during the day because purely because she gets too distracted. So any little noise that, you know, my dog makes or anybody who is in here kind of gets her interested, and she sort of loses interest in feeding. So yeah, so that's one of the things that is quite new. And you love your formula, don't you, even though mummy didn't really want to do that, but you know, she started losing a little bit of weight, so I kind of thought, what else can we do to kind of make sure that she doesn't lose any. I'm also expressing during the day just to maintain my milk supply. Because as you know, the less you feed, the less milk you produce. So I'm trying to, it's a bit of a pain to be honest, because I'm trying to pump and then having to give her a bottle, whether it's express milk or formula. She's trying to sit up now, which is really nice. I mean, she can sit up with support quite good, and her head support is really good. She's looking around at lots of objects. If you give her a toy, she'll try to grab it as well. So she loves her toys now, don't you? Are you gonna have to get your teddy? She's fairly good baby in terms of sleeping. She doesn't nap too much during the day because, you know, we go to lots of clubs and stuff, so I try to tire her out. And she's fairly good baby in terms of sleeping. We now have a little routine, so after the bath, she'll have a story or maybe like a little chat with dad. She'll have her bottle, and she will sleep from about 8 o'clock, sometimes throughout till 4. Sometimes she will wake up at midnight, and I used to feed her then, dream feed her, but I've tried last couple of weeks to just, you know, give her a dummy, and she doesn't really need to eat. I found that a lot of the time she would just fall asleep on the boob, so she's quite fun with just a little cuddle, little stroke, dummy, and then she's back to sleep till 4 o'clock. And then at 4 o'clock she'll feed again, and she will go back to sleep, sometimes till 5:30. Sometimes I'll feed her again, and then she'll probably sleep for another hour or two if I'm lucky. Not very often, but sometimes she's quite good like that. She stands up and holds for a while now, which is great. She is a little bit of a lazy baby in terms of tummy time. We try to do tummy time as much as possible, but you cry, you don't like it, so to be fair, I just think, well, her head control's good. She's on her back. She really tries now to arch and to kind of roll over. So I don't think she's much behind. You know, one thing that you find if you go to mummy groups and stuff, you will see that a lot of people compete and see if their baby, you know, can do this and that. And you can get quite overwhelmed thinking, oh, she's a bit behind and stuff like that. But, you know, part of me thinks, trust your instincts. If she doesn't like tummy time, leave it and try again. You know, sometimes we get 5 minutes, sometimes we get 10 minutes, sometimes we get nothing at all. What I found really helps is carrying her around, sort of, I'll demonstrate. It's sort of like this, in this position, when we are at home. So you will hold one arm on her chest, one arm on her tummy, and you'll let her kind of look around. See, she doesn't really like it that much, but some days when you're up for it, you are quite happy to do it, and that kind of counts as tummy time as well. Okay, shall we put you down for a bit? Chceš se podívat tady na hračky? Ano? Tak pojď, dáme tě tady hačnou. Víc. Hačinky. Tak. So if she doesn't play, she will normally chat to me, so she's a lot more chatty as well. She kind of goes on for like 20 minutes at a time sometimes, and she'll chat to her toys. So that's really nice to see. She definitely found her voice now, so she cries a lot more when I leave her, when she doesn't want to be left, when she doesn't want to do something, she'll kind of let you know with a cry. So that's really nice, because you kind of can tell now what she does want to do and what she doesn't want to do. So, you know, you can kind of understand when she is up for something and when she isn't. I speak to her in Czech only. It's very difficult, I must admit, especially now when she's not talking back, because, you know, I don't speak Czech on a daily basis other than with my family over Skype. At home we speak English, so it's very hard for me to kind of chat to her in Czech, even though it's my mother tongue. Lots of you bilingual people will know, if you're at home and if you are with your partner and you speak English, then to kind of slip into Czech just to speak to her when she doesn't yet, not understand, but she can't yet communicate, it's a little bit difficult. But I'm trying to do my best not to speak too much English to her, and kind of stick to the Czech as much as possible. If you guys have any tips on how to raise bilingual, I'll be really happy to kind of read any of your comments if you can leave me them below, because, you know, a lot of people here in the UK raise bilingual children and everybody tells you different things. So, you know, if you have any experience, or if you are a bilingual person and you grew up in a family where there's 2 languages or even 3, let me know how you did it, how your parents went about it, because I'm really interested in finding different methods on how to teach your children to speak your language. In terms of weaning, Amelia is still on milk. I don't really want her to go on solids until she's 6 months old. Some of my friends have already started weaning their babies, but I think, you know, we have time for this. She's doing really well on milk. She still has a breast. She's quite happy to have top up with the formula. We tried Rusk the other day, and I kind of just gave it to her to play with, and she was quite happy to put it in her mouth and to explore. But I think because she's teething, that's another thing I wanted to talk about, teething quite a lot. I think it was really comfortable for her to kind of chew on it and stuff. She's teething a lot. She has been teething since she was about 2 months. Now, obviously, it's becoming a little bit more painful for her, I think, because she had her days when she was just crying, really needy. She wanted to kind of cuddle, and it was a little bit like growth spurt, but not quite, because she wouldn't eat too much. And normally with growth spurts, they eat a lot more and they kind of comfort feed, whereas she was refusing the bottle, refusing the breast. So clearly her gums must have been quite tender. What I tend to use, I use the gel, the teething gel, Bonjela, or I found my sister-in-law recommended Teether, which is the Nelson's powder, and it's a natural remedy, and it's chamomile based, so she quite likes that, to be fair. And you just sprinkle it in their mouth, and it just melts in their mouth, and it's quite nice and sweet. For teething, we have her teething rings, which are the ones that you can put in the fridge or the freezer, but because she can't really quite hold things yet, or she can grab them but she can't really hold on to them too much, I've tested the Tommee Tippee teething dummy, which is this thing. And to be honest, I only bought it because my friend recommended it and her little boy absolutely loves it. But Amelia is not a big fan. She'll have it for a while and she'll spit it out. I think it's quite nice if your baby does like it, because you can put the gel on here and then kind of put it in their mouth. It's quite big, so I think it's, you know, for 3 to 4 months it's probably a perfect age for baby to try it, as it's quite big to fit in their mouth, so I can totally understand why she doesn't like it. But you know, it's not totally wasted. She will chew on it for a while, so I'll give it to her from time to time to kind of ease the pain. We are going to lots of clubs now. We go to a baby sensory class. We go to tummy time class, where she just plays on a gym with soft toys, and that's really nice for me because I get to go out and see my friends and see my other mums, you know, mummy friends. We are trying to do swimming from February, so hopefully when we start swimming I will try to do a video on her swimming class. I feel really good. I feel that I'm now ready to resume with my Zumba classes and perhaps with my yoga, depending on if I find a class that is near me and fits our routine. Ano, maminka pójdę na jogę. Ano, pójdę maminka. A ty nechasz maminku jít na jogu, budeš s tatínkem doma? Ano? I tried baby yoga just after I've had her, after my 6 weeks, sorry, postpartum, and it was okay, but I think she was a bit small for it, to be honest. She just laid there and she wasn't really that happy. I think probably baby yoga would be better now that we are a little bit older. Nechaš mě to natočit? Nechaš mě to natočit? Ty prdelko. Ty... Řekni. Ahoj všichni, ahoj všichni. YouTube. Emička. Emička. She likes to be entertained 24/7, so she doesn't like to be in one place for a very long time. So we have lots of toys. We have rings that she can sit in, we have a swing that she can swing on, we have a play mat that she really loves, and she likes to be stimulated, so lots of rattles, toys that make noises, that are like scrunchy toys, soft toys, she really enjoys. She loves my dog. She's now mesmerized with like her coming into the house and coming in the room, and she'll follow her with her eyes, and she'll kind of think, who are you? You don't look human. My dog is very good. We are very lucky because she is a border collie, and as you know, collies are really smart. They are not the most baby friendly dogs to have, so if you are planning to get a dog, if you have a young family, definitely not recommended. Even though I knew what I'm getting into when I got my collie, I definitely didn't know how tough it's going to be with a newborn baby, and now almost a toddler. My dog Alba, she gets very jealous, even though she's very good and she loves Amelia, and she'll lick her and she'll come to her and sniff her, and she would not touch any of her toys. She is very jealous when we play, and I think part of it is, you know, because I speak to Amelia like I'm used to talking to Alba. She gets very jealous. She sometimes tries to bark to kind of distract me. She will sometimes go and nudge me. So it's difficult to control and find the balance between telling her off and not making her associated with something bad. So I kind of want her to be included in, you know, in the play, and I want her to know that she's still loved and she's part of my family as well. But I don't want her to become used to the fact that, you know, as soon as Amelia plays with her toys, it's time for her to play as well. So again, if you have any tips on, you know, dogs and new babies and how you kind of tackled your responsibilities, because, you know, don't get me wrong, I love her to bits, but she does get left behind a little bit at the moment, because obviously Amelia's my priority, and if Amelia needs attention, then then obviously I need to be there. I think she got used to having lots of walks, lots more walks than she normally would when I was not at home, when I was working. So I think part of it is probably that as well. The constant having me around hasn't really helped, because she has become a little bit clingy in that respect. But you know, we are getting there. I think we are very lucky with the fact that she doesn't touch any of her toys. She wouldn't, touch wood, you know, shred anything. I was a little bit worried about blankets, because she does like her blankets and comforters, and when Amelia came along, I was a bit worried that she might, you know, steal her blankets, and kind of, you don't really want that. You don't want hairy blankets for your baby. But she's very good. She knows it's hers, and she wouldn't go anywhere near it. We go out with her a lot, so that's a very good form of exercise for me. And I know I always say this, but walking is one of my favourite activities, and I found that walking with her when I was pregnant really helped my labour, and now walking with Amelia in the pram, and you know, going to town and going with a dog, and doing all sorts of walking everywhere has really helped me to kind of get my myself back in shape. I'm nowhere near where I would want to be yet, but I'm taking it easy, and I'm kind of, you know, letting myself slowly to get back to normal. So I'm looking forward to going back to my Zumba classes and to my yoga, because Aaron will then have a chance to spend some time with Amelia by himself. Because normally when he's at work he doesn't see her all day, and then when he's home I'm around a lot, so it'd be nice for them to get that one-to-one, you know, together. So I think that's pretty much everything for our 3-month update. I'm pleased that you joined us in this episode, and we hope to see you in our next update. Leave us any comments below, and we are looking forward to seeing you next time. Bye bye! Say bye bye! Take me ahoy! Ahoy! Bye!